What is this? I said don't start without me. Sloth. Sloth, why did you start without me? Why is that a thing? Welcome in, guys. How you doing? I know you did. What the hell? Why? Because you wanted to? Oh. Hasn't moved in 3 hours. Lemon, is it really just like super warm? Hi, boss. How you doing? Because I'm telling you, you had like, what, 3.5 hours of sleep? What the hell? Sloth. It's not healthy. Out of breath? I was trying to make it back before the scene changed and I didn't make it back in time. And I might have startled a pooping lizard and it made me laugh. Yeah, I might have startled a pooping lizard. Cool with AC. No, that's it's pretty warm here actually. But yeah, I ran downstairs. I grabbed the water and 2 Diet Cokes, and because I need some caffeine. I seriously need some caffeine. And the lizard was like in her little terrarium, and she was like in the corner where she poops, and I ran down the stairs past her and she freaked out. So I might have startled a pooping lizard. Yeah. So that might have made me laugh a little bit. All right, guys. Is Harm here yet? Harm had asked for Sardini, or asked Lemon, and Lemon said Sardini. Is that how that went? Can't remember how that went. And Sloth better bring potatoes back with him. Anyway, do not startle the pooping lizard. It's too late. I know it's kind of rude to the lizard. I didn't do it on purpose. It just sort of happened, all right? How you doing today, Phoenix? Nice to see you. So yeah, that might have been a bit rude to the lizard. I can't help it. It wasn't my fault. It wasn't my fault, I swear. All right, so this is Sardine the Houdini. She is a Western hognose snake. She is actually one of the ones that I bred here and hatched here. She's also the one that managed to escape her enclosure at one point. Running on an hour of sleep. Oh, I'm so tired. I'm about to have my first caffeine of the day, and I regret that it wasn't sooner in my day. So yeah, she escaped at one point, got her little self out because the tops like have a little latch and it wasn't closed the whole way, and she managed to wiggle herself free, only to be surrounded by cats. The cats seriously like one on like a little triangle with a snake in the middle, and just were sitting there staring at her while she huffed at them and tried to convince them that she was much bigger than she is. Because as you can see, like she's about as big around as my thumb. Like but actually she's probably not nearly as, or not quite as big around as my thumb. You see me sitting there just like moving her. She was like trying to, it's a dangerous noodle. It is such a dangerous noodle. Yes, absolute danger noodle. Oh boy, caffeine. It tastes so good once it hits your tongue. Okay, anyway. So yeah, she is she's actually big enough that she could be a mom now as well. And she's maybe like 2 foot long, because the floor tiles right there that she's slithering around on are 12 inches. And as you can see, she's like going side to side and then some. So she's maybe 2 foot long. I don't quite think so, but Yeah, such a dangerous noodle. Western hognoses are rear fanged. So she does have fangs on, but they're in the back of her mouth instead of the front. So she can still grab onto things, but they use those to help walk their food into their throat. It's really weird to watch. You guys are never going to see me do it. If you're really interested, I suggest you Google that. But it's not one of those things that I'm going to ever show you on stream. They are very underrated. There's lots of people out there that have misconceptions about them, which hopefully the people that come in here and hang out with me on snake stream days kind of get the facts instead of the myths of snakes. Like, for one, I hear this a lot. Snakes are slimy. No. Are your fingernails slimy? No? Because that's the same kind of stuff that their scales are made out of. So, snakes aren't slimy. Are alligator boots or alligator skin boots slimy? No. Well, they've got the same kind of skin these guys too do as well. I mean, scales are obviously different, but it's still reptile skin. Checks fingers. You can't feed them animals. I completely understand that, Lemon. And honestly, I prefer to get them frozen thawed meals, which is basically somebody else is raising the prey items that they're going to be fed. Somebody else is euthanizing them, usually using a gas chamber, and then they're getting frozen and shipped to me. And generally when that happens, there's a massive chunk of dry ice in the package with the food items, and then I put those in my freezer. But don't check my freezer, I look like a maniac. Unfortunately lately I've been getting a lot more live prey because stock is low with everything that's been going on. Don't chirp at me, Sam. But stock has been low with the COVID thing that's been going on. So they've been getting more live fed than I really care to do. And in fact, one of the snakes you're going to see today has some scratches on it because of that. But yeah, so this is Sardini, and like I said, she's big enough she could be a mom now herself. And she is just small noodle, very small. But she thinks she's big scary, and definitely did not try to eat me whenever I took her out until she realized I was too big to be food. And then she was just like, okay, I'll slithers. Hey, Aro, how you doing today? Orange, how are you? Yes, snakes indeed. All right, so that was Sardini. Why are you derping at me? Why are you checking? Yeah, you think your fingers aren't slimy, are they, boss? All right, so this next one. What the heck is my mic picking up? Weird. All right. Chilling on Twitch. Didn't expect to see a snake on your monitor today. Well, you know, you never know what you're going to find on Twitch. This is Shepherd. She is a specter, which that, as we've discussed before, that's what the name of the visual representation of her genes is referred to as, is specter, because she can pass that on to her offspring. And it is mostly identified by the way that the saddles and the pattern are on their back. Like, if I don't know if you can actually see this, because she is totally just being a pet rock. You see how she's like all curled up? She doesn't want to come out. So she is absolutely being a pet rock in this video. She's all about it. She's even hiding her face at this point, I think. So yeah. Scaly Danger Noodle, but it's Butter. She is more afraid of us than we are of her. Look at her. She's like, no, go away. She doesn't even want to fuss. You want a snake? Oh, Phoenix, they are wonderful and often misunderstood animals. Look at her. She is just straight up saying no, and there's an ant. This is annoying me because we're getting toward the hotter months. She'll slither off. Slither off and leave me be. So yeah, we're getting toward the hotter months, so like the ants have started to invade a little bit. If I don't see you, you don't see me. Yeah, pretty much. Often they are more afraid of us than we are of them, or just as afraid. How you doing today, Cheshire? Great to see you in chat. But yeah, look at her. She's just like, no. You booped me. Now go away. Leave me be. She's not having it. She's absolutely not having it. But you know what the great thing about, yep, she got pooped. Snakes be snacking. Of course they do. You saw it? Well, I mean, you did see it. It did happen. Hey, Panda. Great to see you. So yeah, this is oftentimes when people ask me, why do you like them so much? And this is a ball python, which is the rest of the snakes you're going to see today are all ball pythons. They ask me, why do you like these snakes so much? And it's pretty simple, is these guys are basically a pet rock that you can, like, let's say you're having a bad day so you don't necessarily feel affectionate. They don't care. They'll just sit there and ignore you. They don't care. They don't need constant attention. They don't need constant affection. They just need you to feed them and pick up their poop and make sure they have clean water. You know, and really that's kind of what it boils down to, is as long as you have their conditions correct for them, which is humidity and temperature and space, like if they have somewhere to hide, stuff like that, an appropriately sized space for the snake, then you could just leave them alone and they'd be perfectly happy. Now, obviously, I mess with mine all the time, which they also don't have a problem with. Just once they get used to that, they really don't have a problem with. How you doing today, Rocket? Great to see you. Anyhow, so this is a specter, and this is important because one of the things I really want to make requires a specter and a yellow belly. And Spectre is why she's named Shepard, because those of you who are fans of Mass Effect will recognize Shepard as a Spectre. So that's why her name is Shepard. So a Spectre and Yellow Belly, and we talked about this a little bit last time, how you could have, I did boop it, I booped it, how you can put together various different types of snakes and you can predetermine what's going to come out. So they have a 1 in 4 chance of having one of each of these types of snakes come out. One of these down here, the Spectre Yellow Belly, is the one we're really trying to get, because that is called a super stripe. And if you look at these pictures, you can pretty much tell why it's called a super stripe, because this entire pattern is just gone and all it's got is this one streak down its back. Venomous animal license. None of the animals I have are venomous. Snake gambling, sort of like snake gambling. Hey Wolfman, how you doing? I'm doing really good today, Rocket. Thank you so much for asking. Yeah, none of the animals I have are venomous. So we can call them danger noodles all we would like, but they're really not. But yeah, so that's what I'm really, we're genetically gambling, and they can have upwards of, I think the high end I've heard is like 22 eggs at once. And that's an extreme case. Mars Bar! How are you doing? How are you feeling? Is that how I have so many snakes? Because breeding or collecting? Okay, the ones I have been collected over the years and are all because I have various projects or outcomes that I would like to get from those specific genetic combinations. Lazy Bones, nice to see you as well. All right, so this next one is the genetic expression is called a champagne. And this is another snake that has very little pattern to it. He booping back. And he booped me too, apparently. How you doing today, Wolfman? Not bad. That is wonderful, Mars. I'm so happy to see that or hear that. Would give you all the hugs if I could. Every hug. So yeah, this is booping back, Sam. So this is a champagne, is what it's called. Her name is Clarice. She's a little bit in shed right now, so she's a lot duskier than she would normally look. Normally she's a bit brighter, also around her eyes. And then later on in the video, I actually focus in on her eyes. When I show her eyes, if you really pay attention, you can see it's got like a little blue sheen to it. And that's because even the scales on their eyes will come off when they shed. And it's very important that you make sure the scales on their eyes do come off when they shed, because if they get that, if they get a buildup of the old scales, they could actually go blind. All right, no worries, Phoenix. Thanks for stopping in and saying hi. The VOD will always be here for you later. I appreciate it. Boop snake. I'm probably gonna boop her. But like here I am showing her belly. And as you can see, her belly was very clean looking, very, very white. There's also apparently my leg and whatnot there. Right. So yeah, so this is, like I said, this is Clarice and she's a champagne and she's got very little pattern on her back. And what pattern you do see, what pattern you do see is just very reduced. It's just like a little bit of line right here down the back of her, like on her back, the backside of her tail. And then up here, it's got very little splotches. Why are you guys hyped about that? Hey Blind, how you doing today? Nice to see you. I hope you're having yourself a fantastic Saturday. All right, so here we're like focusing in on her eye right now. You can see there's a little bit blue sheen to it. Right? So that's what I was talking about when you can tell she's in shed, because like she's kind of got like this little dusky like gray look to her sides and her back. And then right there on her eye is just a little bit of blue sheen. How many snakes do I have? Right now, I've got 26. I've got 26 of them, Mars. I've got ball pythons, western hognose, and I've got a couple of San Diego gopher snakes. And Mars right now is like, oh my god, she's crazy. It is very cute, Wolfman. It is. She just had a very big meal a few days ago. So she's looking a little thicker in the middle than she normally would. And that's, but oh well, that's good, Sam. That's fantastic news, because I think the one thing I've not tried to hide very much is my crazy. You had no idea? Well, yeah. That's well, they're a lot easier to keep and take care of and feed than dogs, cats that require daily care. Oh, you remember how, guys, remember how I was telling you she just ate a couple days ago, right? Can past Fox please pick her tail back up? But yeah, they take up a lot less room. They require a lot less attention. And yeah, so basically it's like, as long as I'm checking to make sure they have water and are clean, other than that, they only need fed, like, depending on the size of meal you give them, once a week to every other week to sometimes once a month. Okay, so here's her nice white clean belly, and there. Okay, stop, pause. Do you see how it's kind of like sausage looking right here? How it's kind of like her, this right here is her butt. Okay, also known as a cloaca. Okay, so this is her butt. It's looking so plump back here because she just had a meal. Like I said, she had a meal like 2 days ago. So she's kind of got like this sausage butt going on because she's gonna poop soon. The things you guys learned today that you never really wanted to know. Congratulations. Yes, poop balls. All right. So that was Clarice. I'm going to show you another snake that's in shed who is a little unfortunate. I'm going to say she's a little unfortunate. Okay, this is Jaws. Harm! Snakes! Yes, snakes! Harm! How are you doing today? So this is Jaws. And she's named Jaws because she has a slight deformity of her jaw. The person that I bought her from, he came here too. No, Harm, I'm sorry to hear that. The person that I bought her from basically told me that if I didn't take her with me, because I didn't even actually pay for her. I bought her two sisters. So I bought her two sisters, and he said if I didn't take Jaws as well, that he wasn't going to try to keep her alive. So she was kind of like thrown in with, hey, you bought two, do you want a third one? So you can see she's got a nice full belly as well. She's also deep in shed. I know it's sad. Reptiles, unfortunately, don't get the same attention that mammal pets get. They don't get the same sort of protection from cruelty laws. So it is incredibly unfortunate. It is also, unfortunately, a sad fact. I completely agree with you. Which is why you see this particular snake crawling across my floor and booping my camera. Jaws is spoiled rotten. That's exactly, she is spoiled rotten. So she does have a minor poking the camera. She does have a minor mouth deformity, which makes it so it's actually called shark mouth. And that's why I named her Jaws, because she's got this deformity known as shark mouth, where the lower jaw, if you know what a shark's mouth actually looks like, where the lower jaw is back in behind the way they fit together, right? Where it's got like the nose way out front and then the jaw is down and below. Well, snakes aren't normally built like that. As you've seen with the other snakes, their jaw pretty much fits together out at the front. Well, hers fits back further, like a shark's mouth, which is where the slang comes from for this particular deformity. So she doesn't get to, she can't quite eat the size, like the larger size prey items. I'm trying to like uncoil her and she's having none of it. She's just like, no, I don't wanna. So she doesn't quite eat as big as her sisters eat. She eats slightly smaller because her mouth has that minor deformity. However, it's not stopped her from eating the things she has been able to, the things I have fed her. And as you can see, she's not skinny in any way. She's still a nice sized snake, even if she is slightly smaller because she's getting fed slightly smaller. But I'm feeding her at a size she can handle. So she is perfectly fine. She's going to be like one of those snakes that like, she's just going to be a pet her entire life and she'll probably be perfectly happy with it. Thank you so much for that follow, cool kid. I appreciate that. I was trying to get her to like look at us to where we could actually see the deformity, like so that it would be, you guys would be able to tell exactly what I was talking about. But she was just having none of it. She was just like, let me alone, let me slither. So yeah, but she's been doing great. She's been eating well. She's very rarely turns down a meal. And if you remember looking at Clarice, where Clarice had like the blue all over her eye, this one also has it. So she is also getting ready to shed, and I'm hoping that once she sheds, I can put some pictures into Discord for you guys so you can see the difference between when they're like dark like she is right now and she's got like blue all over her eye, so that you can see this versus right after they've shed. But yeah, so she's got a pretty nice life, I think, and I'm glad that she's here. Yeah, close up of your eyeball. Happy snakes indeed, Mars. Happy snakes indeed. All right, so that was Jaws. This next one is going to be the very first snake that I ever bought. Not the very first snake I've ever had. The very first one I ever bought. The very first one I've ever had was one that I found on the side of the road because it was trying to cross the road and getting itself in trouble, and it was really hot out, and you know, it ended up coming home and accidentally turned into a pet. This one is the very first one I ever bought. Her name is Ma Cherie. What? Have you never done that where you're like, oh, poor wild animal, let me take you home, and then you know, you realize, you know, later that it's now your pet, and that's that. And there's anyway, so this is Ma Cherie. She is, I think you guys have seen her before, and last time she might have been a little bit deeper into shed. And remember how I was saying about how I don't like feeding them live. If you see like right here on her side, there's a couple little scratch marks. And then there's also one like on the side of her head that you can see later a little bit easier. And that is why I don't like feeding live. That is why I'd rather we get things, prey items that have been humanely euthanized. Now she's fine. She's not hurt at all. But yeah, she's just, it'll take her like a shed or two maybe, and then those will be completely gone. And she is very pretty, Mars. She is a super lesser, which is, they are very cool. Found the owners who gave them to the animal shelter because we already, yeah. Found the, what do you mean? Kind of. I'm not sure what you're referring to there, Sam, but yeah, so this is Ma Cherie. She is a super lesser, which is a super form of 2 gene. Like if you put a codominant gene and another of the same codominant gene together, they make a completely differently looking snake. Well, that's what she is. Oh, from the side. Oh, that's what you mean. Pick stuff up from the side of the road and accidentally get pets. Can't English. You can. Oh, hey, you're doing perfectly fine. That's okay. Don't worry about it. So yeah, this is Ma Cherie. She is old enough that she could be a mother. She's not quite big enough, but she has been putting on quite a bit of weight recently. And she is like 5 foot long. She might not look like it because she's curled up here in this nice little coil, but she is actually like 5 foot long. So, and you know,
I missed parts I need watch for then later. D Danger Noodles 3.
D Danger Noodles 3. Yes, D Danger Noodles. Danger Noodles indeed. But yeah, she was the first snake I ever bought. She was barely old enough to be you know, she shouldn't have been sold to me. I'm going to be completely honest with you. The guy that sold her to me should not have sold her to me. How you doing today, random? Nice to see you. Their names are so unique. Well, Mars, they each have their own personality. And this is, okay, here's something that maybe it's because I anthropomorphize things. But each one has their own personality. Like, she is a very calm snake. If I were ever to, like, if somebody said, I'm afraid of snakes, would you introduce me to a snake? And, you know, my outlook is going to change based on this snake. She would be the one. She has never once offered to bite anybody. She has never once been anything but calm and gentle. I made so many mistakes with her. So many mistakes. I'm lucky that something didn't happen, that, you know, like she wasn't injured or hurt or whatever. So many mistakes with this snake. A lot of pet stores recommend not live feeding because the snakes can get hurt. Yes, and like I said, Wolfman, I prefer not to. But at the current moment, the place where I order my frozen rats from, they don't have enough of the rats that I need, or enough of the sizes I need, the different sizes, for me to even bother. Like, if I want to get like 6 rats, okay, but shipping's gonna be still $35. What's the snake's name? This is Ma Cherie somewhere. With your luck, I don't think she, I mean, you just saw me poke her snoot, yeah? She's not gonna bite you. I made so many mistakes, Lemon. I didn't have her temperature ranges right. Yes, that's correct. And my dear. Her name is My Dear somewhere in French. Yes, I didn't have her temperature raises. What, Rachel? Don't what the heck me. It would be okay. I have honestly, I have been bit multiple times by Clarice. You remember Clarice? We just saw Clarice. When she was a baby, she bit me like probably 8 times. I'm not exaggerating. I know a lot. If I were exaggerating, I'd say 18. No, I'm saying she probably bit me 8 times. It's because she was afraid. Because I was much bigger than her. Because she didn't know if I was going to eat her. What are you watching? You're watching Mashali slither around on my floor. Why? What are you watching? That's what I'm watching. The end looks so funny because it's so big and then it gets so little. Oh, because like they're plump in the middle and the back, and the front end is so tiny. Yeah. And then like as soon as you hit their butt, it like gets skinny again because that's like the little bit that's their tail. Maybe one day I'll give you guys like a sexing video, like on how to sex the snakes. Like so that you can see like their butt and whatnot. So you can see like various parts, and we'll start learning anatomy on snakes. But yeah, I made so many mistakes with her. Should have petted the head. Well, keep watching. I'm gonna pet the head. Boop her snoot. Pet her head and boop her snoot. But yeah, I made so many mistakes with her. I didn't have the right temperature ranges to start with. I didn't have the right kind of bedding to start with. I just did everything wrong with her. Everything. And she was a baby. She was, whenever they come out of their egg, they have a little slit in their belly. And the little slit in their belly is basically where their umbilical cord was attached to the yolk. She didn't have a yolk when I got her, but she still had the slit in her belly. So like she was very, very young. She was maybe not even have had her first meal yet. Boop Fox, you're booping me. Why are you booping me? But yeah, so she probably shouldn't have been sold, and she definitely should not have been sold to somebody who had as little experience with this type of snake as I do. Or I did. The snake that I got, my first snake, the one that came off the side of the road, it was still living in the same type, like in the same area that I picked it up from. So it didn't really need any sort of extra different type of bedding or different heat requirements or different humidity requirements. It still lives in the desert. It just moved from outside to inside, you know? So that snake was fine. That snake really hasn't had to have a whole lot of extra care given to it as far as attention paid to temperature ranges, attention paid to humidity ranges, because I live in a desert. The ball pythons come from Africa. Okay, that's where their native land is. That's where they're found in Africa. So they have like their temperature ranges are a bit different. And sometime we'll go ahead and take care of that, Lemon. I know other people have expressed interest in that. So yeah, so they come in Africa, from Africa. So they have a higher humidity that is required of them, or required for them to, you know, not be dehydrated and whatnot. And every once in a while, like one of them will actually be like sitting inside its water bowl. And that's like, when I see them doing that, I start checking, how's your humidity? Is it down? Is that why? Lycian, this is not a big snake. Well, I mean, she is, but she's not. How you doing today, Lycian? But yeah, when one of them starts sitting in their water bowl, I start looking at things like, do you have enough water in it? How is your humidity? Are you getting ready to shed? Because sometimes what they'll do is they'll sit in their water, like they'll soak themselves. Like when you feel like, let's say you've had a hard day and you're just like, you know what? I just want to have a warm bubble bath and a cold beer. So sometimes the snakes do that too. So like if they're in shed, I always think of it as it makes them itchy, because they don't want you messing with their shed. Like, especially if it came off in a piece, they don't want you messing with it. So I always think of it as, maybe when they're getting ready to shed, they just need to have a nice warm bath. So like that, those are things if they sit in their water bowl, those are things I start looking at. Are you getting ready to shed? How's your humidity inside your enclosure? Like, is it low? Is that why you're in your water? And make sure they have enough water. I did boop the snoot. Yes, I did. And now, because I really want you guys to see this. So she is a super lesser, right? I want you guys to see what the single version of this snake looks like. All right, so this is what makes that pure white snake. This right here. 2 of these put together are what makes Ma Cherie. So that is how much it can change just by adding in a second gene, or even a second version of the same gene. Getting snoozy? All right, no worries, Mars. Rest, get better, get lots and lots of sleep, because we got lots and lots of love for you, okay? How on earth? Lemon, I'm shrugging at you and you can't see it. That's the way genes work, I guess. Genetics can be crazy, indeed. Okay, Lemon, it's like taking a red flower and a white flower and putting them together, and one of their offspring being a pink flower. Only in this case, you're putting together 2 red flowers and getting a pink flower. That's just the way things are. I don't know. I'm not sure how else to explain that. So yeah, that's what you get when you put 2 of this type of snake together. You get 1 of Ma Cherie. It's very beautiful though. I even like this version of it, honestly. I even like that version of what the expression, the visual expression looks like. Yeah, it can be crazy like that. And I got something more for you. I know we said snakes, but then Sam came in, and I don't know if Sam was reading my mind or if she was looking on my PC and she saw this. But we got some more Mama Cleo in the hallway. Yep, we got a Meow. We got a Meow. And she's just like, she was annoyed at me. Sam, why are you sipping at me? She was very annoyed. But she's like always annoyed at me. She's literally annoyed at me all the time. Okay, watch her tail. Hold on. I know I panned back because I noticed she was thumping her tail. Also, my camera doesn't like to focus on her because she's just like, she is the night. Okay? She is so freaking dark that if she was in a room with the light shut off, you wouldn't know where she was. She's a bat cat. She's a very annoyed bat cat. Look at that tail. She's just sitting there slapping the freaking... Oh my god, she was very annoyed at me. Alright, yeah, Sam was obviously been like snooping on my PC or something. I'm not sure. And we might have a little bit of baby marshmallow sitting in front of my keyboard being annoying. 99% maybe. Look at, she's like, what is that? Am I supposed to do something with that? Well, like, I tried to get a picture of her yesterday after stream for Sloth. And she was like, am I in trouble? Because she didn't want to sit still, and I kept trying to get her to sit still, and she was so just like attention grabbing cat. Yes, indeed. Hey, Gutman, how you doing today? But yeah, she was like, she would not sit still for the picture. And then when I was recording, she was like, when I came back to my room after having the snakes downstairs, she was like sitting right there on my desk, and I was like, are you serious with me right now? She was just there. And I was just like, you know what, fine, I'm just gonna video you then, since you wouldn't sit still earlier. She thinks she thinks that my desk is her perching spot. The nose. You mean, do you know how hard it is to tell where your finger's at when you're looking through a monitor? On the camcorder? There we go. I booped it. I booped it just for you, Sloth. Have funny in your channel. In Discord, a drawing still pretty much if it's a drawing, it could probably go into creativity or still shots, one of the two. She looked so unamused. She was so unamused. You want to know who else was unamused about getting poked and bothered? Grandma Pumpkin wasn't too hyped about getting poked and bothered either. She was, okay, I was doing laundry. And I had laundry that needed folded. And it wasn't folded yet, but it was put on the bed so that I could fold it. Guess who decided she wanted to camp in the laundry? Cartoon dog and cat. You can put it in still shots. Guess who wanted to camp in the laundry and just... I've got fur all over my clean clothes. I've got fur all over my clean clothes. Because this cat was like, you know what? I'm gonna sit here. And you're not gonna move me. And she's right. So she was sitting in there for quite some time. In fact, I think right after this is when I actually got to fold the laundry because she finally moved. Yes, Harm, she is the elder kitty and very much queen of everything. Don't let her kid you. She is spoiled rotten and queen of everything. And very much didn't care that there was a camera in her face. All right, folks, that's probably going to be it for us for today. Wouldn't have it any way. You're absolutely right. I wouldn't have it any other way. That is going to be it for us for now. I'm not going to say, I did say for today, but that's going to be it for now. Later tonight, USA Pacific time around 11 p.m. There's going to be some DBD shenaniganry between myself, Miss Gamer, and the yogurt. What is this? Oh my god, that is absolutely a cat. Okay, so this is what Harm just sent us. This is what Harm just sent us. Do you need help with that one? Yes, please. And knocks off the second cup. That is very cat. This is, see this right here, this is why I say the earth can't be flat. Because if the earth were flat, cats would have knocked everything off the edge ages ago. Ages ago. This is wonderful. And accurate. Wonderful and accurate. But guys, yeah, so later tonight there's going to be shenanigans with myself, Miss Gamer, and the Aussie boy artificial yogurt. We will be playing DBD. That's going to be 11 p.m. Pacific time, 7 a.m. UK time, 1 a.m. for Sam time. I'm not sure what time zone you're in, Sam, but that's what we got. We got 1 a.m. for Sam time. Okay, but thank you guys so much for stopping in. Thank you guys. Shit. Hi, everyone, guy. You caught us right as we're leaving. How are you doing? Welcome, Raiders. My name is Foxface, and you got here just a little bit too late. Oh, I understand, Harm. I completely understand. Everyone, guy, how was the Alchemist? Welcome in. Barrel. It hasn't talked yet. Are you guys still stuck? Are you stuck in Advil? Oh my god. Everyone, guy, you got here right as we're raiding. Right as we're getting ready to raid. How was your game? Guys, if you're not doing so already, please go follow Everon Guy. He plays the most eclectic games. I don't think I've seen him say anything. I feel so bad because we're already done. There he is. Everon Guy. How are you doing? How is the Alchemist? You caught us right as we're ending, though. You caught us right as we're ending. You did. Dang it. Dang it. You did miss the stream. I'm so sorry. It was short. It was short. It was sweet. We talked snakes. We looked at cats. It was great. Oh, that's wonderful. I'm glad to hear that. How do you guys feel about tagging along with us? We're going to go see Mr. S-Mart TV Gaming. He's playing Death Stranding. You guys down for some Death Stranding? Sound good? I think Eberron Guy's like 30 years behind right now. All right, so here's what we're gonna do is... You're tired, Sloth, go to sleep. All the hype indeed. All right, so here's what we're gonna do is... because Eberron Guy came with us and he's raiding with us, so we're gonna go... Oh, wow, what's a good clever thing with foxes and barrels? I don't even know. Stuttering now. The stream went back by like 2 minutes. No. We need something with foxes and barrels. Quick. Quick. Somebody who's faster than I am at thinking. Can't catch a fox at a barrel. That's gonna be our raid call? There. Okay, let's do that for the raid call so Marty knows that there's 2 raids coming in on him, okay? All right, let's do that. That's gonna be our raid call, guys. Quick, quick, go. Make it happen. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you all Monday, tonight.